dear friends, and welcome to Mystic Star Magic. I am so happy you are here with me today. So today we're going to actually find out what messages you need to hear right now. So this is very important. This is all like about, so I guess if you've been looking for a sign or something like that, this is the place. And so this is a timeless reading. So whenever you come here, whenever you are here watching this, it is the perfect time for you to hear these messages. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you each pile, and I do want you to let you know that I do personal readings. You can find out about that in the description down below. You can email me about it. So this is gonna be pile 1. I actually quite like this a lot. This is gonna be pile 2, and this is gonna be pile 3. You could also find all my oracles and tarots in Etsy, and I also do Reiki as well, so you can check that out in Etsy. All right, let's go ahead. I want you to just go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close your eyes, clear your mind, just let all your thoughts fade and drift away. And as you exhale and open your eyes, choose whichever pile draws you to it. All right, let's do this. Hello friends from pile 1, thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me. If you are a new friend, thank you for letting me read your cards. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you are one of my friends who's been with me before, thank you for coming back. Yes, I do really appreciate you. This, as you can see, is the Pink Power Oracle by actually I think you can find this on, I forget where it is, but I know it's on Etsy. And this you can also find on Etsy. And this is the Colorology Oracle by vlovetarot. Actually, I don't know if this is still up or if it's, I'm not sure if this is still up either. These I know we're retiring soon. So if you do like them, check it out. I will find, like, I'll give you all the information below for the Etsy. So let's actually see what it is. What messages that is really important to you right here and right now. And we'll do more here as we go through here. Actually, you know what? Let's see if I can squeeze in some more here as well. Because I'm feeling like there's a lot of different things. And we're going to do tarot after this, but I'm just being called to give you the oracles. Yeah, see, that's why I always try to just not overwhelm. See, like, make sure we can fit everything. Sorry. All right. And we have this. Okay. All right, we'll leave it there. Okay. So whisper messages are coming in. So this is why you clicked on this reading. It feels like you actually have a niggling of what you need to do. So you've been kind of, maybe I feel like you've been asking Spirit or wherever you've been asking for signs. And so for some of you, it's actually, like, I'm not saying simple, but I do feel like the water, beach is calling you. There's a sense, and for that, I feel like it's almost like you're finding like peace. I know when like, there's a sense of almost clarity, clearing all the haze and all the doubts in your head. That's what I'm seeing here. I feel like you have a lot of doubts, a lot of, like, I would say 8 of Swords energy. Possibly also 2 of Swords. Maybe you're going through some choice, and so you're trying to find out what it is, like because you keep hearing this, like, not voice, but this, you keep getting in this intuition, this inkling that you're supposed to be doing something. And here it is. This is sort of like believe in your magic, and that for me is a magician energy. And for that purpose, it's almost like you are capable of manifesting things. Yeah, watermelon water. There's a calling of water for you. Like, it really is very strong. So I'm looking at this, and for some of you, I feel like if you are thinking about having a family, or if you're, wondering about, like, yeah, definitely having a family, or even if it's not a family, it's almost like the birth here, it's like family, maybe a child, but it also could be that you're formulating, thinking about a project, idea, something that means a lot to you. There's a lot of not only confusion but a lot of doubt that you're dealing with. And so why I love this, and I really do love this, is because, oh, and I should introduce you to this one as well. Sorry. Sometimes I just get into it and I kind of forget. This is the Divine Intelligence Oracle by Moonmouth Goddess. And so what I'm seeing here for you is sort of like a confirmation that yes, you have it in you to create this, whether it's like an actual baby or whether it's some sort of project. It could even be a relationship. There's nothing wrong with, like, there's a sense of, it's like you're giving birth to the next phase of your life. Does that make sense to you? Like you're ready for whatever is coming next. And so yeah, I really do feel like there's a lot of doubt, but that is the reason why I believe in your magic. It's really more like believe in yourself, believe in who you are, believe in like your magician energy and your ability to manifest things, wholeness, fertility, nourishment. There again, and even here with birth, it's sort of like you are, if you put in the work, if you put in like you know, nourishment, if you nourish, maybe if you're needing nourishment for your soul or nourishment for your like whatever, or project, or even in your confidence, like nourishing yourself that way as well. If you're capable of nourishing this, then they will actually give birth to whatever idea, like child, relationship. It's almost like this is what you're saying. It's like you have been, the reason why you've been feeling like you should be doing that and you've been getting these inklings, it's sort of just because of that. It's how do I say it? It's because your soul or your heart is calling you to give this a chance, because you can do it. I do see here passion and sex. I do feel like, again, this is sort of like the creative force. And so passion and could be sex. So for some of you who are trying to like conceive, there's the sex part and their passion, not looking at this as like a to-do, but rather engaging in passion. Again, and if you are trying to create like whatever, even if there's a relationship or if it's a project, something like big here. And I really do feel like it's something big. And so this is why it's important. This message is important because you're doubting yourself. You're about to turn back. You're about to say, no, I can't do it. And here we are. I'm giving you this message to say, no, you can achieve it. And that's the important thing that you need to hear. And that's, I think, the most important. There is, yes, you've maybe have gone through painful lessons. Maybe you are, maybe there will be painful lessons in the process of birthing this. But you are creating your dreams, right? You are creating the reality that you want. You are creating your future life, or whatever it is that you want, right? You are creating, and it is big, because in this process you will learn a lot and you'll be able to replicate it again. And for this passion, like I did say, it's the passion that has to lead you in many ways. But right, and here's the thing though, sometimes the passion, right? Sometimes the passion kind of gets overcrowded by the doubt. And sometimes it kind of fizzles when you see those painful lessons, or when you see a hiccup on the road. But then this is what it is, the reminder here. This is your why. You are creating your dreams. You are creating the dream reality. You are creating your dream self. And so this is well worth it, even if there is lessons that you need to learn. They're not against you. They're actually working for you to get bigger and learn more. So let's actually see what the tarot has for us. So tell me more. What big message, like what message does the collective of group 1 need to hear? Yeah, 9 of Cups there. Your wish fulfillment is coming, my friend. And that's an important message for you. Sort of like, because I do feel like there is a lot of doubt here. So we have the Ace of Swords and then the Seven of Pentacles, but it takes nourishment. You have to clear your mind. And that's the Ace of Swords. There's a sense of needing to clear your mind, knowing that it's not going to be, and that's an important thing as well for you to know, it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be where you're just like, boom, and it's done. No, it'll take time, but it's well worth it. There's time for you to nourish it. There's the Five of Swords there. Yeah, that is where I'm saying, like, it is a lot of sword energy, and I feel like this doubt can be coming through in terms of your fears, right? It could also be coming in forms of other people kind of trying to, like, you know, like, I really do feel like it's a lot of your own fears, a lot of your own doubts. And this is good because you need to face them. You need to see them for what they are, right? They're just self-limiting beliefs. They are not truths. And that's an important thing. The truth here is like, oh, and I love how this is. Look, and here we have the bird flying away. And here we have all these doubts and worries. And these are not truth. They're all here kind of nagging at you. So that's an important thing for you to see. It will take time, right? It's not one and done. It's something that you have to grow. You have to nourish. But it is creating your dreams, and that's an important one. Yeah, look at that. So there is some sense of needing for you to plan, right? There's the Three of Wands. So planning it out, it's more than just, it's more like, I really have to say, it's not just that you do this one time. It's sort of like you have to plan it out. And this for me is the Three of Wands, is really actually planning out for those times when you're worried, those times when you're like, I'm going to give up. Not because you feel like, and it's funny because you're actually going to say, like, I feel like I should quit because that's the signs that I'm getting. And I don't feel like that's the signs that you're getting. The signs that you're getting is sort of like, hey, there's some self-limiting beliefs that you think are the truth. And I think that's why you're here with that. And it may play in with the ego, but you can do it. They have the Lover's energy here. For some of you, like, yeah, it is, like I said, finding that love. It's finding that thing. And then for the Three of Wands, it's also like a sense of like, you need to have patience when you are creating, manifesting the things that you do want, the life that you do want. It's not like, it's like I said, you're going to start to see that it's starting to manifest. We even started off with a wish fulfillment leading you. It's almost like a wish fulfillment is leading you to the clarity of deciding, hey, this is what I want. Then you're going to need to you're going to have to put in, you know, like nourishment and thoughts and figuring things out with the Seven of Pentacles. You're going to have this sense of doubt. You're not sure what's going to happen, but stick to it. Stick with it with this Three of Wands. Stick to it. Plan it out. See that I feel like the Lovers here is sort of like a union of possibly of you and another person, right? And then that could bring about the child if that's what you want. Or it's the union of your ideas with action and letting it actually begin to manifest. Or it could be that you are finally calling in that lover that you've been wanting, right? The true love in your life. The Emperor, look at that. See what other I want to see. Okay, see, and we have the Emperor here. We have the taking the action, right? Deciding, taking inspired action. You are going to be facing your fears again. It's sort of like you're facing your fears over and over and over again, but that's okay, because in this you actually find the victory. Finally facing your fears, finally overcoming those self-limiting thoughts, you finally have this happiness, this first of all confidence, like you've achieved something, but there's even something better than just achieving and having that confidence. You are actually getting the Ten of Cups, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of, this is it, this is what I've been wanting. So don't give up. It's really what I like. That's the message that I'm seeing here for you. Let's see what other things. Yeah, we have a portal, have release, the door to magic, and look at that, you have magic twice here. And this is my what is it? This is my magical site oracle. You can find it on Etsy. And this is Love You Affirmations by Gifted Soul 77. And you can also find that on Etsy. You can find all the creator decks, oracle decks on Etsy. And this is the Light Seers Tarot. And this is, you can find it on Hay House. They usually have good sales. So be on the lookout for this. Okay. All right. So what am I seeing here? So what I'm seeing here is that you are entering the door to magic. And so the door to magic is important because I feel like that's when you actually gain that manifestation. You are stepping into your dream life. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. We do not have to release. And what are we releasing? We're releasing the fears. It really is the fears. And so maybe that is why you need that quiet time with the ocean. There's almost like you need to go there, see the ocean, see the water. It's almost like it'll clear your mind and like let you see, like you understand. You're like, and this is important because in this clarity is when you're actually able to see the portal. You're able to see like this portal is almost like letting you see like, hey, I could have, like here we can see, it's almost like you're imagining here. You can start to see maybe if you're looking for a child, like, you know, you can see yourself being a parent. If you're looking for love, you're seeing yourself as being in a couple, right? You're being with somebody. If you're seeing yourself as wanting your business or your project to be successful, you're seeing that the potential there. You're seeing the potential there. I almost feel like it's in your mind's eye. It keeps whispering to you. It keeps on coming over and over, and I feel like a lot of your fears are pushing it back. They're like, no. And it's not only just your fears, but you're probably maybe talking to others about it. And they're not everybody will, but there's some who will be like, yes, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. That's scary, right? But just because they're limiting themselves doesn't mean that you need to limit yourself, right? You like this is here. You are here for this reason, right? You are here, and I don't like. I was gonna say like you are here in this reading, right? Because you needed to hear it, but it's even more like I have that. It's sort of you're here in this world for this. Don't play small. No, your dreams are meant to be big. And you can achieve them. It may take time. It may take nourishment. It may need you to plan things, but it doesn't mean that you're not capable of achieving them. All right, let's see what others say. I am creative and I use my imagination to my advantage. All of my ideas are divinely guided, and that's, again, very important, right? That's beautiful because it is what I'm feeling. Like you are being divinely guided to whatever this is, whether it's having a child, whether it's being together with the true love of your life, whether it is finally getting that project that you've been wanting to, going into that I don't know, like maybe taking classes or something where you are, it's like you're ready for the next phase of your life. And that's what I'm feeling here for you. I use affirmations to help me manifest and uplift myself and others. So this might be an answer that you've been needing. You have the moon here, which is all about the shadows and doubts. And then we have the sun who will counter that. So if you're having doubts, if you're having fears and worries, first of all, like acknowledge them. And second of all, then do affirmations and sort of like questioning them. And if you can't, like do the exact opposite, like for example, a lot of people, you know, like they'll say, oh, I'm rich or I'm a millionaire, right? And the affirmation, if it doesn't feel right, it won't actually work. So maybe using something that's a little bit easier for you in terms of like my money or my wealth is increasing daily, or like it keeps on increasing, right? That could be something. And see how it is, how it's coming true. Like notice how it's coming true that way. I don't know why money played a game, but here it is. And then we have this divine timing. So dear divine, grant me the patience, understanding, and wisdom to need to wait for my blessings. Everything is unfolding for my highest good behind the curtains. All will be revealed when I am truly ready to receive. After all, the best inventions took time to perfect. And then again, that is what we're seeing. There's a sense of like, I feel like a part of you maybe is wanting to give up. If it depends, like for some of you, it's like your idea is already set. You're not sure about the idea. You want to take that leap, but you're hesitating. For others of you, you've already taken the leap, but you're coming up with some sort of like a block, obstacle. There's like, or it's maybe taking longer than you thought. Again, it is really about divine timing. The best inventions took time to perfect, or even to become, to exist, right? So don't give up. And now I'm gonna end this reading with this is what I wanted. So yeah, look at this. This is the guidance of, like, this is the powerful energy that is really, I feel like, calling this forth, or you needed to hear this from this particular. So Sky Father, it's the eagle. It's the, especially if you have signs of eagles or birds or flight, or if you're seeing a lot of like you just being called to the sky. I also feel like you're being called to unobstructed, the ocean. That's why the ocean is calling me to it, because it's sort of unobstructed. Trust in the unknown, right? I feel like it's almost like trust in yourself, trust in whatever it is that's like bringing about this. Like, there's a reason why you're feeling like this is what you need to do. It is a divinely, like, it is being divinely done, right? There's more to it. You're being divinely guided. And so I'm glad I'm able to do this reading for you, because I'm hoping by all means that you can come back here if you are feeling like you want to give up and everything, and you're doubting yourself. Come back to this and just feel the energy, feel the Father Sky, feel yourself knowing that even though you may feel like it's not working out, or you're feeling, or you're doubting yourself, it is because maybe you are looking at it from such a little perspective. You're looking at the detail when you should be looking at it from a higher perspective, right? You don't know what lays before you, right? We don't really. Even if I read your cards, even if I can say that, I can't, like, that's the beauty of this too, is I can only tell you this energy that's around you, surrounding you, and I feel like you're being guided to something even bigger and higher. But I cannot actually pinpoint the details of things. That's not like, I would say that is not what I am here, and that is not really what you need. What you need to do is trust in whatever it is that's guiding you to this. And trust in that same sense that it will guide you through all the obstacles, through all the things. And part of this process, and please hear it, is that you need to face your own fears, that you need to face the self-limiting beliefs that you for so long have kept inside you, believing them to be true, and also allowing them to limit you when you should not be limited. You are limitless. Oh, I'm getting like that touched a chord there. So I really hope you like this reading. I hope it gives you exactly what you need. And like I said, come back to it whenever you need it. If you need that boost, pick me up, go for it. Thank you. I feel very, very honored that I was able to read your cards, and I hope to see you in the next one, my dear friends. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Bye-bye, my dear friends. From group 2, I am excited for this. I could already feel it. This is a strong reading, my friends. It is a strong one. Nothing wrong with that. I actually feel like it even makes it even better. So we're going to see what messages you need to hear right now. I will introduce the card decks. And so if you actually do need personal readings, I do give them. You can email me about them. Like, there's that, or you can order them on Etsy as well. Okay, so this is the Pink Power Oracle, and you can find this, I believe, on Etsy. I forgot who makes it. And then this is a Colorology and Feelings in Bloom. Actually, no, that's not Feelings in Bloom. This is Eye Candy by vlovetarot. You can find that on Etsy. And then you have the Divine Intelligence Oracle by Moonmoth Goddess. You can find that at Etsy. All right, let's get into this. Emerge, try new wings, blocks, build something new. Okay. Okay, this is interesting because it's sort of similar to group 1, but it's also at the same time a little different. So With the emerge, try your new wings. So you've gone through some sort of transformation. That's what I'm seeing here. You've gone through some transformation. Leaving behind the old. You can see this one is not as vibrant as this butterfly. So you've left behind the old you, right? You are building, I feel like you are building a reality here. Okay, what I want to say here is, first of all, there's a sense of wanting to celebrate, acknowledge that you have gone through this transformation. This the amber, the vitality, boldness, happiness. It's almost like, look at me, look what I've accomplished. And that's an important message here for you. And then the next message, which is like celebrating that, is very important, but also acknowledging something too, that this is just the beginning. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's sort of like, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of like the new you, the new like reality, the new everything. There's a lot of dreams that you have, right? All of these are almost like wishes. You will have infinite, like, I just feel like you'll always want, desire, have these dreams, and not to think of that as a bad thing. So So I'm going to trust this is what I'm saying here. And so I feel like a lot of times here, you might feel overwhelmed because you have this transformation and you're like, yes, oh my goodness, I transformed. I did this. You might even, like, you have accomplished something that you've been really wanting to accomplish. You've been, this is something big for you, right? And you know that it isn't just, and I feel like that to you, this is just the beginning, but at the same time, a part of you wants it to not just be the beginning. It's sort of like, oh, okay. It's daunting to you, all the dreams and desires that you have. And you feel like, oh my goodness, I have all these desires. I have all these dreams. I have everything. And I almost feel like I have to take a breath here because it feels overwhelming in many ways. And other ways, I do want to say, like, don't skimp out on this foundations though, like building something new, but you want to build it on a strong foundation. And so you might not necessarily want to hear this, and I really do feel like you're going to be like, you're like, it's okay to want all these dreams. It's okay to like have all of these visions for yourself. Totally cool. Like, congratulations, you've achieved a whole lot. I really mean that. You've achieved a lot, and please do allow yourself that. I would even say, like, if you can, I always recommend celebrating, like actually celebrating whatever achievement you have achieved until now. It doesn't have to be giant. It doesn't have to be like, oh my goodness, like, it doesn't have to be the biggest thing, but you've achieved something here. You've transformed. You've left behind the old and you're with your new here. But what I'm seeing here is also like a sense of like wanting to build like your foundation very strongly. You don't want it to gap because it will collapse. And yes, you do have all these dreams, but you might just have to concentrate on the 1 or 2 or 3, right? And then build those up very strongly, like build them up and let them. I know that you have all of these dreams. And so this is where this particular card comes in, oneness though. And then there's 2 ways I want to explain that oneness that I'm seeing here for you. And so one way I think I would say to you is actually, if you choose one goal, one wish that you pursue, it actually has a domino effect on all the others. Somehow focusing on that one dream, one wish will alter and change. And I almost want to say open up the path to all the other achievements, all the other dreams that you want, right? That's what I am going to say. There's also another one is that in many ways, the desire here that you have and all these desires, And I think that's why they have this confrontation here. See, I don't want to take it away. I don't want to say that it's all like, how do I say it? How do I say it? The expansion is the key. The expansion is, it's not, so not looking at all the details, right? These are all the different wishes, but actually expanding it to seeing that the expansion is like this. It's almost like your growth is the actual gift. It's the actual, like, it's not the destination, but the journey, right? And I know it sounds very cliche, but there's almost a sense of the more, if you can achieve that one goal, it's almost like you achieve them all. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. And so I feel like there's a confrontation here in terms of like, you want it all, and I feel like you can have it all, but you can't have it all at once. Like, for example, you can't, I mean, I don't think you can, right? Could you let's say you want to go on a cruise. I don't know why I'm using the cruise. At the same time, you also want to go to go to Arizona, and at the same time, like, you have all these dreams of like where you want to go, but you can't go there at the same time, right? There's no cruise in Arizona. I don't think there is, because maybe there's like little boats that could take you to places. Whatever. What I'm saying is, sorry. What I'm saying is that you can't enjoy them all at the same time. You can't eat the pizza and the cake and that, like, and the, let's see, whatever else that you've been wanting. Like, you can't just kind of stuff it all in your mouth. There's a limited size to your mouth, but it doesn't. And if you try to shove everything up, you might have a stomachache. But if you, instead of doing that, you savor each one, then you really, really get to enjoy each one. You really, really get to enjoy that achievement. You get to savor it. And then, you know what? That one leads to the next, and then to the next, and to the next, and to the next. And then, yes, you're raising your vibration, because it's sort of like, here, this confrontation is like you're facing off almost like with your past self, but you're facing off with the scarcity mindset, right? The mindset that says, oh my goodness, like everything has to be now, versus the oneness, the bigger picture, the vibration that is higher, that lets you know that you will get to it one at a time in the perfect time for you. Oof, I'm feeling, oh, this is beautiful. I love this. I'm hoping you understand it. I'm hoping you get it, because it's not about limiting your dreams. It's actually keep on dreaming more and more and more. But it is all about, you need to build a strong foundation. You need to, I really want to say, it's almost like, start with the one, right? You've already achieved something. Celebrate it. Start with the one. All right, let's see what your tarot cards have for you. So what's like the message really does the collective opportunity here right now? Look at that. I knew the sun would become here. We have the devil card though. We do have all that. And so the Page of Pentacles, I'm going to say to you, is, and that's the confrontation here as well. You're confronting. The devil here is really, for me, it's actually you're like a limiting, self-limiting thought. No, it's not even, yes, there are. It's the limitation of scarcity in whatever it is. It's whether you have a scarcity of time, whether you believe there's a scarcity of resources. It's almost like, no, it isn't. There's a sense of expansion that you need to see. Closed off versus fully open and understanding. And so the Page of Pentacles is putting here, understanding what is of value to you. And so that's another message here for you. Maybe all of these are all dreams that you have, but what is the one that really is important to you? What is it, the one that you truly think that will make it? Not every wish and every dream that we have is equal, if you will. Like, there's ones that are really important to us, and then there's other ones that we're like, oh no. We're like, okay, if that happens, so cool, but like really go after the one that it really means and matters a lot. And so I feel like you are, like, with this transformation, you're actually, like I said, it's sort of just the beginning for you. Transformation is just the beginning. You're going to face off this confrontation with your scarcity mindset. It really just feels like scarcity in some case. But then there's a sense here of this joy and liberation. You're like, yes, I faced off. But then again, you see, you have, again, the Fool here. You have the beginning yet again. It's almost like you must understand that there is really no end. There is no end to this. There's no end. It's that's the oneness. That's sort of like the circular thing that you're saying here. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. I love this. I really do. Why do I love this? Why do I see this and laugh and love? Because I see it in cycles for you. I see that for you, this is a very important message to hear, because you go through like you achieve new things. You are like a very expansive, very beautiful light here. I can see that you have this spirit, but then I also feel like, and you go all in. I have to say, like, I feel like you go all in to this. You move towards the things, but I feel like whenever you, sometimes maybe you don't put that strong foundation. You just all energy, which is fine. But I feel like that message here for you is that you also need to really build that strong foundation, because there is a sense here of like with the Knight of Cups. It's sort of like you. I'm actually surprised it's the Knight of Cups and not the Knight of Swords or even the Knight of Wands, because that feels like that's more of your energy. But I guess, and by that I mean it's sort of like you have this energy of like you go for it, you go full in, you just kind of go and you move forward. But I do feel like you hit hiccups along the way, and I feel that those hiccups shake you strongly. Right? I feel like it's sort of like you have to keep on confronting yourself. You have to keep on confronting the scarcity, and you go to the next level and you keep on confronting that scarcity, and you keep on and seeing here. Yeah. But then every time you achieve it, it's sort of like you're leveling up. And so for some of you, I do feel like this could be indeed about love. And then so you have you're stuck in somebody from the past, and then like they keep trying to call you back. And so this could just be like, for me, it really is a scarcity. So it's some sort of scarcity of maybe you don't feel like enough like love, or you don't feel like you have enough money, or like the scarcity of time, scarcity of resources. It's just a sense of scarcity, and it feels very appetizing. It's almost like a sense of procrastination, just because it's sort of like, I feel like I feel the pull of like, hey, you don't even have to achieve it. You just, you've already accomplished enough. You don't have to do more. But your spirit, your soul is calling and saying, no, we want more. You are a naturally expanding person, right? Your soul is naturally expanding. There's the great things here for you. And so the Fool energy, you just jump in. But I feel like you just jump in and it's all great, but then there's a sense of whenever there's a bump in the road, it's almost like the Nine of Wands, there's determination, but it almost feels like you're breaking your heart every time there's that bump, but it's not supposed to do that, right? And so it could be that this could be about love. You just jump into relationships and you have this beautiful thing, but maybe it is that you're supposed to actually decide, right? Like I feel like this can be overpowering, and so it's almost like, what is it that you really want? It's like the narrowing down, the choosing the one particular thing that you want, or maybe the characteristics in a person that you are looking for, right? There's a sense, I feel like you're very much a romantic, I like an idealist in many ways, and I love that. And you're determined to do it, but I almost feel like this Three of Swords, and then the Devil card keeps on kind of pulling me in. Even the Six of Swords, as you move towards something, it's almost like you are So you have this thing, you try it out, and maybe you have a bump in the road and you're like, okay, we have to change and try something new. So maybe you're continuously trying something new, but not sticking around to that one thing to complete for real. And it's almost like you need to do it, you need to stick through it. I see this is, and because I feel like then that's when the wish fulfillment comes. That's when the magician, you understand your true power as a manifester. I'm hoping this makes sense, because I'm not sure if you really are, because the Knight of Wands, like, I really feel like you have this beautiful, bright, happy energy. And I really love it, but I feel like there's something maybe you don't, it just feels like there's, how do I call it? This energy is very, not, I want to call it fighting. It's sort of like you need a little grounding in your life. Why? It's not a bad thing at all. And maybe that's the Page of Pentacles that you have to understand. It's almost like you want to, the message that I'm hearing is like, go after the thing, the one, and I'm really like cutting you down here into choose the one dream, the one wish, the one that matters. I almost, yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. And then build on it, like with that foundation, strong foundation. And so this, I can, like, because I feel like this has to do with love. And for me, it's sort of like build a strong foundation in terms of love as well. I'm sorry, this is like super long. I didn't want it to be that long, but build a strong foundation, even if with love. Really get to know this person. If this is about love, if this is, really get to know them, like, and let them get to know you for real. I feel like there's a sense of like moving around a lot, and you're missing out because of that. Oh, I'm hoping that makes sense. I'm like, oh, that makes, I hope it makes sense. And so let's actually, here we go. And this is my magical site oracle, and you can find it on Etsy. And this is the Love You Affirmations by Gifted Soul 777. Okay. So imagination. So yeah, you have this imagination. There's like, how do I say it? Yeah, see, there's a lot of, like, I feel like you move around a lot. Like, I feel like when things get hard, and it's not a judgment at all. It's like when things get hard, or when the project kind of stops being fun, or when the relationship starts to like, where you know, like you may have like, disagreements or something. When things are, you kind of take off. I feel like that, or you also have this ability to, because like I said, you're idealistic, optimistic, and it's not a bad thing, I am saying, but you somehow idolize things. You create these realities that are not necessarily true, and that, and I want to say it's sort of like, maybe for some of you, you're looking for the perfect person, the perfect, the perfect mate, the perfect job, the perfect everything. And it's almost like, it's sort of like, because you created this vision in your head, but reality is a little different. And especially with relationships, I don't know why it is that I'm going through like particularly, but I feel like that is something, or even the reality of, having your own business, right? It's not easy. I know that people show you Instagrams and like IG stuff, and then you say like, oh, or you have the things where everybody's like, oh, I went from here to here and it was super easy. It wasn't easy. They're not showing you the hard part. Like, a relationship takes time to build, and it has to be mutual. It has to be like, you get to know them, they get to know you, and there's going to be times when you don't agree on things. And then there's a compromise, and that's an important thing. So I feel like that's sort of what I'm seeing here. And so this immature energy it's not a bad thing. I feel like you have this beautiful full energy, and you're able to just jump in. And that, I feel like, is something that I feel like is like, celebrate that quality, because that quality is very important. But there's another quality that you need to count to balance that out. I really do feel like there's a sense of you needing a little more grounding, and this is the descent, going deep, my friend, right? You jump onto this new opportunity, but you got to go deep, even when things are a little tough, when like you find out that this person is like, it disagrees about something. You're not like I feel like a part of you is just gonna throw up and go like throw your hands up, not throw up hopefully, but throw your hands up in the air and go like, oh, this is not it, this is not the perfect person. But it's because they will never be that perfect, or this business is not perfect, because it's kind of complicated in this aspect. And sometimes you're right to move on, but I feel like what the message here is that it isn't. It's that you gotta dig deep here, because I think if you can stick through it here, if you can actually dig deep, and if you can actually ground that energy, you're going to actually achieve the things that you want. So thank you. I'm grateful for the little things that, as things could always be worse. So things can always get worse, yeah, but things can also get better. And I feel that's your attitude right there. Things can always get better. Yeah, they can. But I feel like sometimes you have to put in the work to make them better. And so I mean that in relationships, and I mean that in other things. Hope that makes sense. I am heard. Yes, you are heard. But do you hear others? Oh, wow. Yeah. See, I feel like this is nothing wrong with this, but I feel like it's almost like you're very, even in this immature, it's sort of like you want to, how do I say, conform other people to conform to your ideals. And I feel like that's actually detrimental to you. A lot of ways, because I feel like you need to see the differences. There's a need for growth here, and the need to grow is that you can agree with others that don't see things the way you do. Oh, I don't know if that's, I'm just saying that. And rejection is protection. And so, which is funny, like rejection is protection. I do feel like that's actually something that you do. And I'm gonna say it's not necessarily a thing. Sometimes you reject, like for me, this is actually where you fail ahead of time, where you said you like I said, you hit a bump in the road with the person, you no longer agree with something, or they say something that you disagree with. Instead of talking it out and trying to see their point of view and their perspective, hey, why did they come up to here? You're like, oh, this is not going to work out. If the project that you've been working on, right, there's a hiccup there. I get this. And if you feel like I'm calling you out on this, it's not that way at all, because this is also me. I'm like, yep, I'm hearing what you're saying. Like, it's not just you, it's totally for me as well, because I can be very much all these things, and I understand what the message is, and I'm very grateful to it. And so it's easier for us to reject. It's easier for us to just shift and change and move away quickly, because we're not ready, because we're afraid of our heart being broken, or things are not being successful, or things getting complicated, and we just move away before we get hurt. And there's no growth in that, my friend. And I'm hearing, like I'm saying it to you, but I'm saying it to myself, so don't take offense to it, not whatsoever. Please don't. And I'm gonna end it here. We have it here. Trust is in higher forces. Trust is in higher forces. And so what I'm actually saying here, that's this thing here. What this is all about. Again, it has this rejection. Can you trust? And I feel like that is something that's strong. You probably don't, you have lack of a sense of trust here. Can you trust in higher selves here? But I also want to, in higher forces, but I also feel like it's almost like, can you trust that even if things are tough, you can work them out, you can overcome them. You don't have to cut and run. You can actually, persevere. And I feel like that's the sense of persevering, but not in a thing, and maybe ask for help when needed, and then you'll see that you'll move forward. And so now I understand this a lot more. So emerge, try your wings. And so you are trying something new. There's a transformation, but you're still holding on to this past self just in case this doesn't work out. I almost feel like I want you to trust in yourself. Really believe that you're capable, because I feel like that's the thing that is really holding you back. You don't really trust in yourself. You're a lot stronger than you think, and you're capable. And I think you need to hear that. So I hope with this, this reading makes sense. I don't know. I say what I say, and I'm hoping it does make sense to you. And thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot to me that you're able to be here with me. I hope to see you in the next one. And until I do, I am sending you so much love and so much light. Bye-bye, my dear friends. Hello, my friends from group 3. I am so happy you are here. Oh, this is deciding that it doesn't want to work the way it wants. Okay, there we go. So hello, my friends from group 3. I'm so happy you are here. All right, let's see what we have for you. So what strong messages are coming through, and there have been some really good ones lately. So I do really like it. Let's see what we have here. And we have, this is the Pink Power Oracle, and you can, I believe you can find this on Etsy, and this is Colorology and Eye Candy by vlovetarot, and this is going to be the Divine Intelligence by Moonmoth Goddess. And you can find all these oracles on Etsy. Yes, and my little kitty cat agrees. Okay, let's see what it is that we are actually trying to get. What is the message that they really, group 1 needs to see? Okay. Okay, well, that's one of the things that I'm seeing here is that, well, the bold action is needed. It is not just any kind of action. It has to be wise, right? It has to be choices. You even here have energetic responsibility. So what I'm seeing here is that right now you need to take some sort of action, but it isn't just a willy-nilly kind of action. It has to be deliberate and careful. So with this energetic responsibility, what I'm seeing here, it's almost like, where do you want your energy to go to? That's what I was like. So you could be right now, what I'm seeing here is sort of like, right, you might be spending all your energy and possibly time focusing on something that is actually not aligned with what you want, with what you actually, or even maybe aligned with your strong, like your beliefs or what it is that you want. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So it's almost like right now you have the Two of Swords, but I think like well, this one reminds me a lot of possibly the Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords, but it's almost like you have to take that action, but it's not just action, but the right action. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And that's important because it's almost like here you can just show you this. It's almost like here your energy could be divided into 3, but really what I'm seeing here is that it needs to be focused here to really get to where you want to be, right? That's what you need to do. I feel like with this harmony and nature and sophistication, it's almost and you have the mountains here in the background. So whatever this is, well, that I feel like you're struggling a little bit here. It's not a bad thing. I feel like you're gonna be challenged, but at the end you're going to overcome the challenges, right? there is a sense of it transcends karma. So maybe these challenges are actually might be your karma, not from this, like might just be karma, or it might not even be your own karma, but somebody else's. But there is a thing here that I feel like it's blocking you, but it's not a bad thing. It's almost like the challenges, I want to say the challenges make you stronger. And so the inner calm and balance, and there's the harmony and balance here, right? It's even through the challenges, find the balance, find the harmony within yourself. Very much Two of Pentacles here. There's a lot of two energy here. I don't know why, but there is also, if you actually see, there's a lot of also heart chakra. The green is there. So needing for you to connect with the heart chakra, but also with the transcend karma, your I would say almost like your higher self. I feel like your higher self and spirit, right, is guiding you through this process. And and here with the owl is saying, gotta choose, follow your intuition, because I feel like it's almost like there's a niggling. This is a little bit like coupon maybe, but it's a niggling sensation where you're putting all this effort or this thought, even money possibly, and you're like, okay, I have to do this particular thing. But it's kind of gearing you away from where you're actually wanting to be and where you need to be. Hope that makes sense. I do like this, but almost like with this, the flamingo here is you have two birds, so birds might be important to you. Acknowledging that you are taking action, but I feel like they were saying like, good job on taking action, or if you haven't taken action, it's like time to take action, right? But it has to be like, it has to align with what you want, because the rewards are there, right? So that's important, because you actually are going to find that rewards. Whew. All right, let's see what the tarot has for us. Like what? It's so funny. It is like the Two of Pentacles. It's the Two of Pentacles is what I'm seeing. And then so the Two of Pentacles is regardless of what's happening outside, you're going to find this inner peace. And that's what I'm seeing here. You're going to find, and that's part of the reward for you in whatever it is that you're doing right now. And wow. Okay, let's see what other things are coming here for you. I was thinking maybe there could be romance here. Probably could be. Well, this is kind of coming out a little bit like Groupon, but it's different. And so, yeah, you're being tempted to kind of veer off your path. There's something that's like tempting you to veer off where you really want to go in, or maybe take shortcuts, or maybe take something where you're just like, procrastinate, maybe for some of you. Eight of Swords, yeah, you're being trapped. See, this is both this feeling of like you're feeling trapped, but you're not trapped. You're actually quite free. But it does take action. You're saying, I am not, but you are, yeah. Clarity here, Eight of Wands. Look at that. That's how we start moving. We start progressing, start moving forward. Sorry, I'm not taking reversals. So the Knight of Pentacles. Although I could see this. So you have a lot of movement energy. And then so it's sort of like you want to build strong foundations, but maybe not take so long with it. I do, like, I'm not saying I'm taking it upright, but that might be why it is. Interesting. We have this. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. But you can't really see, so I'll put it over here. That's so overall energy here with the King of Swords. It's sort of, and the King of Swords, and I love it because the King of Swords here, you actually see you have the owl. There's King of Swords here is very much like birds are very important to you. There's a sense of needing flight, and so there might be air quality to you. There's a lot of thoughts, so you might be somebody who takes a lot of time to think about things, which is not a bad thing. But here, even with the King of Swords, the King of Swords still takes action, right? He just cuts away from the stuff that isn't serving. Like, it's very analytical, very... And here we even have the Ace of Swords. It's like, I almost feel like, yes, listening to your heart, which is, and in your, really in your intuition, that's guiding you to where you need to go. And it's almost like here with the King with the Knight of Cups, which is like following your heart. There's a sense of following your heart to where you need to go. Knight of Pentacles, putting a strong foundation, but not being led somewhere else. You do have control. You not control. Like, you have the freedom. That's what it is. You have the freedom to choose and to change things, right? Oh, and I love this because we actually see, like, look how many strings you have here. You have the strings here, right? Here we have strings with the puppet. Maybe I should lift it up so you can actually see. So this is the strings here. We have puppeteering here. You also have the strings here of your thoughts, maybe possible indecisions, but lots of like thoughts and worries, maybe feeling like you, like I said, you feel like you have no freedom here. But in reality, look at this. This is the rewards. This is the healing here. You're connected to this healing. It's almost like your heart is healing. Your heart is listening to this. It's maybe not only just healing, but maybe optimism. Maybe saying, "Hey, things are like headed towards I want to be." It's really almost like you have to battle yourself a little bit here. And then with the King of Swords, and even here with the Ace of Swords, it's almost like you are cutting away those cords that aren't, or thoughts that are kind of keeping you in the current situation. So what I'm seeing here is almost like so I feel like you've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling a bit in limbo, right? You've been feeling like, and maybe you've been taking 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, or 2 steps forward and then 2 steps back. Because I see, like, it's sort of like I'm feeling this kind of movement forward and back and forth. And it's because there's a lot of hesitations. There's a lot of different things where you're just like, you might just be doubting yourself a lot. You might actually have other things that are kind of keeping you being stuck. Like, you're feeling trapped. Maybe by... Okay, and so I'm going to do this. Sorry. Because I'm seeing here, like, this is a message, like it could be a love message I can see here. So you might be feeling like you're being stuck in limbo with somebody, right? You're feeling like there's a limbo of like, this totally feels like maybe like a twin flame or like a karmic here. But it's like you're hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, right? That's the feeling, like you're kind of left like looking down. You're kind of like, even here we start off with you looking down. You're looking down, not sure about yourself. Lots of insecurity here. There might be somebody else, somebody new here who kind of comes in here, right? But you're still with like this energy of this, whether it's karmic or this twin flame, because if it's not working right now with this twin flame, I'm always like, I'm a believer in that. That doesn't mean that you have to be stuck in that energy, right? You can still care about this person, you can still have that, but that doesn't mean that your life stops. And that is something that I feel like that is important for you to do. So you have like this, you're still stuck there. I'll be right back. So what I'm seeing here is that, yeah, your life doesn't need to stop, and that's an important thing. So even if you are on a twin flame, right, journey, and it doesn't mean that you have to be forever, like, you know, like, how do I say it? If opportunity arises, right, and you are interested in somebody else, right, or somebody, you know, piques your interest, because this Knight of Cups comes here at that, and and you're like, hey, that doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck with this, right? Energy, you can actually try out this new energy right here. And so I'm feeling like that's something that's kind of like, there's a lot of mind games here as well. It could be your own, but it could also be this person's here as well. So what I'm seeing here is almost like a message is, clear your mind. It's like, you gotta choose. You gotta like, and it could be like, maybe like I said, it could be like a karmic relationship here, or like even the karma of having this twin flame, like if you're a believer, twin flame, or this particular soulmate that makes you just kind of, we have the, you know, hot and cold, we have the pull and pushed kind of energy, but there's just a strong attraction, and I get that, but I feel like it's almost like you can transcend it. You don't have to go back to the cycles. And it could be with this person actually, because I almost feel like you need to raise yourself to the next level, right? You need to heal yourself, need to like, but it's almost like you have to make the choices maybe right now to walk away, to maybe say, hey, you know, this isn't working. This is very like, especially, and this is especially for those of you who this feels like very much like a mind game, or like a very toxic, where you're just like, where it feels really good in the beginning, but then it always lets you down at the end, right? It's almost like, yeah, this is gonna finally work out, but then it kind of like goes into like the same cycle. You're gonna need to transcend that karma. You're gonna need to transcend the cycle, and there's a sense of clarity. It's almost like you are liberating yourself from this. Oh, and this is a strong message, because once you do it, right, you see, it's almost like your energy is being shifted and moved in too many different directions. You need to align with what you want, and then once you align with it, then you have this fast moving action. And it, like I said, like if I'm not even like, I'm not saying, oh, this will never work out or anything like that, if this is about love, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't have to be stuck in this same cyclical pattern. Like, you don't want that. It may be thrilling in the beginning, but it's like it wears you down, and it feels like, it just feels very oppressive in many ways, because like you're meant to be a lot more free. You're meant to be happy, and that maybe, and I don't feel like you are happy, right? And so there's a sense of like, I almost feel like just disconnecting from that. It's like getting that clarity. What is it that you want, and following through? What is it that you want in terms of love? And I will do it with others, because this might not just be for that, but this is a general reading. I just want to work on that one as well. So you're going to find this inner calm and balance once you make that decision. You're like, okay, I'm no longer like, it's like, you're like, I'm no longer putting up with this anymore, right? And you're putting your like boundaries. It's not even the boundaries though. It's almost like it's recognizing what you want, right? If you know what you want, right, and why you want it, you will actually, that's a lot easier for you to decide how you go about things. It's like, it's changing who you are. And I really have to say that. Then this is the inner calm and balance. That this is where I actually feel like, look at this. This is, I feel like this is almost your energy too. You start to build something that's substantial. Yeah, maybe it'll take some time. Maybe it won't be. Or maybe this is like a new energy where it's, yeah, I just feel like your energy will be a lot more grounded. It's like, you're like, okay, I'm taking it how I need to take it. And then there's the sense of like, you're finally healing. You're finally, I see, to me, it's sort of like you see your worth here. You understand your own path. And for some of you, maybe that is that you actually connect to the person that's going to help you, or maybe you become the person that you want to be. You see? The King of Swords is in you, and the King of Swords is what is giving us this energy. And so if this is not like, if this message doesn't resonate because it's not about like love, or you're not even thinking about love, let's look at it in a different way. But it's still the basics is still the same. You have this, there's something karmic. There's something where you are feeling like either you are stuck with the same thoughts, you're stuck repeating like the same cycles over and over again, and you feel it feels like you're feeling trapped in some sort of like a reality or something that you don't want. But I feel like it's not true at all. It's actually, and so for some reason, I feel like there's a sense of procrastination here. I don't know if that makes sense, but there's like a sense of procrastination of like, oh, like, instead of moving forward with this, and the procrastination might be that you're like, okay, I really, like, you have this plan, like, of what you want your life to be like, and I'm like, kudos to you for having that, or even if you haven't, you kind of have intuitively, but you're putting your energy out in other directions instead of being aligned with yourself of what you want, right? And every time you, it's so funny because I can see it. It's almost like every time, and especially if it's money, maybe every time you align yourself and you're like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. A challenge comes here, an old temptation comes here, and you're like, oh, I can't move forward. But this is where it is. It's the growth in saying the no. It's in the growth in saying no. That this is no longer me. This is not who I am anymore. Right? I don't just want yeah, like still this is very strong, like or love. It's like, I don't want to be the second best. I want to be the best. And it could just be about love. It could just be where you just I want to be number one for me, right? Or want to be number one for this other person. It doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, like, really put your dreams and what you want, right? Because you know it. I really feel like you know what you want. You've been giving it a lot of thought. You've been and the reason why you've been giving it a lot of thought is because you've been going through this cycle over and over. I really do. I keep seeing that you walk maybe 2 steps and then you take maybe 2 steps back again. It's sort of like, and it's time to break that off. It's time for you to align with truly what you want. Put in the work, decide. It is the right choice. It's not just a choice, and it's not just taking action. It has to be the right action. Actually, let me rephrase it. Not the right action, although I think that is. It's the action towards the thing that you want. It's the right action for you to get you where you want to go, right? Because right now I feel like you're taking action sort of like either the opposite or in a whole different, like you're just thinking about something else, right? You're not being honest with yourself and not being like and truly aligned with who you want to be, what you want in your life, right? If you want a committed relationship, I don't know, I keep doing that, but you keep on being with somebody else who has already a significant other, and they haven't actually let go of that other significant other. Maybe it's time for you to actually go look for somebody who is available to you emotionally in every way that you want, rather than keep being, like, I get this attraction. I'm not judging you at all. I understand. And like, who wouldn't want that, right? But it's not what giving you what you want, what your soul wants, what your heart wants. And so in staying here, it's almost like you are not allowing yourself to grow, and it's also like you're not allowing yourself to have the things that you really want. And so for some of you, it may be even that where you're like, where you decide, hey, you know what, this isn't working out, and maybe there's nobody else, like in terms of like maybe being single for a little while, like, and putting yourself as the priority. There's nothing wrong with that. I almost feel like that might be where it is. And there's also a sense here, if you're like thinking about possibly like, I don't know, like, because this could also be like a business or something where like you have maybe friends that tempt you back into old patterns. So because I do feel, for me, it's almost like this reading's telling you, yeah, sometimes you're going to have to go at it alone, and it's not a bad thing because you are being supported, right? You are being supported. It just might be that right now the support is not coming from especially if they're the ones that are helping you stay in that same stuck position, right? So we need to clear out. We need to have this. I almost feel like you need to have a strategy here. Think it through. What do you want with your life? What do you want for your life, right? And I mean it in every aspect of it. Really look at it, and then see what actions are you taking that are stopping you right now. Like what actions is, like what procrastinations or what actions are stopping it, and what actions you need to take, like you would need to take in order to have the things that you want. And so this could be in terms of love, right? This could be like, what kind of relationship do you want? Like, do you want one where you're always like not sure because this person has somebody else, and so you're kind of the second choice, right? Yeah, like they can tell you the sweetest things, but if their actions don't, show, like if they're still with somebody else, that means that their actions are showing you that they're not with you, right? And it not like, and that's just on them. I get that, but so if you want to be like somebody's number one, right? If they're that, you can't be somebody else's number two. Does that make sense? Or if you want to get the like business or idea off the ground, right? Procrastinating. I mean, here I am. I'm like, and don't think I'm calling you out on this, because I always like, I'm hearing messages here that I'm supposed to hear as well. So if you want, like, let's say if you want to be successful, if you are like, you know what, I'm struggling financially, and really want to get this project off the ground because this is going to help me, and I do feel like, let me just be honest, the rewards here is telling you that it's confirming, yes. If you make the right choice, if you align with what you want, if you align with it, right? If you say, this is what I want. I don't want to be number two. I want to be number one. Or this is like, I want to actually, succeed in this and make money in this, right? For those of you who are like business, maybe it's procrastinating by instead of actually taking action, instead of taking that first step or second step and third step, you either doubt yourself and you're like, you get analysis paralysis, or you can or you can be like I am, which is that's why I'm laughing, because I'm like, I YouTube a lot, like I can just kind of like go into it, or I read a lot. I can just spend the whole day reading instead of actually taking action, right? It's lovely at the time. It feels really good. I'm like, yeah, this was really good. I'm like, yeah, especially like I can pretend like that reading a book, like and it's fine. Like if I have set times, right, for reading a book, when it's like, okay, this is my reading book time. It's not the whole day though, right? Because like I said, I can kind of like, I'm an avid reader. Or like, I'm also an avid YouTuber, so watch too much stuff, right? I can lie to myself and say, oh yeah, I'm learning a whole lot of stuff. This is very important. Yeah, but I know that I'm really just procrastinating, and that is truth to me. And I'm like, and if I'm procrastinating, I'm not actually getting to where I want to be, right? I almost feel like that's the choice that we have. Yes, right? And for those of you who this is about love, there is a choice here. There is a chance here for love, for something else, like somebody else that's worth coming through here. But this is sort of like, okay, let's go on to other things. So we have magical sight. This is my magical sight one. We have, okay, oh, like this one. And then this one is the Love You Affirmations by Gifted Soul. And you can find these two on Etsy. I really, and this is the Light Seers Tarot, in case you didn't know. Okay, so Envy. Okay. So it's like sometimes I feel like I'm calling, but like I said, please don't think I'm calling you out on things. Like I really, like, when I read this, I understand that it's a lot for me as well. So we're gonna delve in with this Envy. So this is especially for all of us who, and like I said, I included myself in there. So I'm talking about, let's say, for me, it's all about growing financially, right? That's what I'm really focusing in right now. And so when I see somebody else, I'm going to be totally honest. When I see somebody else where I'm like, oh, you haven't had all the, like, oh, wow, it's only been a year, and look how much, like, they've accomplished, like, like they have so many subscribers and they only have this amount of videos, and look, wow. And there is a sense of envy. I will tell you, I will not lie. I'm like, and it's sort of like, And it eats away at me, and it eats away at you. And so let's say, and what I'm going to do it with is like, and if you are seeing somebody with this like really amazing relationship, and you're like, how do they do that, right? Like, and you're like, they have it all figured out, especially if you look at IG reels and they're like, everybody's like super happy, and I get that. And so there is this like envy, and that's going to eat away at you, my friend. And so this is a sort of like, you're putting that energy here, and it's almost like it's trapping you. And this is what I'm seeing here. It's almost like this is going to trap you. Like, why? Because you're like, why they have that, I don't have that. And then you're like, oh. And so instead of focusing on how you're going to grow, and instead of focusing on you're actually focusing on somebody else. And somebody else is like, if anything, it should be aspirational. You're like, you ask yourself the question, how did they get to where they are? You might even ask them, which might be a good idea for me to do. Like, how did you do this? Like, when did this happen? Like, how did this happen? Right? So instead of like, I want you to think it's not a bad thing. It's acknowledging that you desire something that somebody else has. It's not, the envy is not bad. It will eat away at you if you don't actually use it wisely, right? You say, and even here, it's the choose wisely. Even here, right? It's wise choices, deliberate and carefully, like decide. Do you want to stay in this trap thing of like envy, right? If you want to stay there, right? And just be like, oh man, I wish I had that, right? But wishing is not having it. Instead you go and you actually use that and say, hey, so how did you get that done? Like, how are you in, like, what did you do to have this like strong connection with this person, like a good relationship, a solid relationship with this person, right? Ask the question. Or I can ask, how did you manage to make your YouTube grow so quickly? Like, what is it? I can study it too, but not let it away, not compare myself to them, but rather allow that envy to just highlight the thing that I'm like, okay, this is what I want. So acknowledging it, don't use it, don't let it eat away at you, but rather acknowledging that means that there's something that you want, trying to figure out, like maybe actually asking this person, how did you do that? Or, like, understanding, trying to read. I almost feel like there's a sense of learning knowledge coming through here in order for you to move forward. I do love that there's is the spring equinox, because look how like this is all like kind of, there's ice and it looks cold, but then we have the spring. So if you can move away from this, if you can move away from that, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying envy is a bad thing. It's there to guide you to know what you want, but then if you're stuck there, if that's all you're there, if you're not actually taking action from it, if you're not using it like aspirationally, I'm like, okay, this is what I want. And clarify the person, because you don't want it to be exactly this person. You actually want, like, you're like, oh, okay, I would want a relationship where it's actually like mutual. Like there's a sense of like, I'm the number one here, or I want my YouTube to be this way. I like to grow well, right? So that's what I'm going to say about that. So equinox, then if you can move that, look at that, you have this coming through. It's almost like an awakening for yourself. It's sort of like you're taking the first steps. You planted the seeds and things are starting to come out little by little. Actually, but for me, it's interesting. So the plants kind of are awake again, right? They sort of like from the previous time they come out. For the equinox, though, it's also about planting what you want, right? Planting the seeds of the things that you want in the future. And then we have this shift. And in this process, you actually shift your whole mentality. You shift, and I almost want to say you become the person that you want to be. I no longer hold myself back. And I really do feel like you are, I'm going to say that you are your own worst enemy in many ways, because of you hold yourself back. And you might even compare yourself to others a lot. And I get that. Like I said, I'm not like judging here. All is well. Yep. And try to focus on the things that are going well for you. Because I do feel like there's a lot you're not really aware of, like the things that are the awesomeness that is you. You're not aware of it. You're sort of like, oh, because you don't have something, right? It kind of eats you up. I don't want you to do that anymore, friend. I hear you. I get it. But you know what? All is well. You are good, my friend. Even if you don't have the thing that you want yet, that doesn't mean that you all isn't well. You are. And then we have passion. I channel my time and energy into something that makes my heart sing. And that's exactly, I love this. This is why I love like combining here, because it is this. It is time. I channel my time and energy into something that makes my heart sing. It isn't, is being with, like, is whatever it is that you're spending. I'm honest, when I watch a whole bunch of YouTube and I just gorge it, I don't feel like, my heart does not sing, my friend. Yeah, sometimes I get good ideas, sometimes not, but it doesn't do it for me. When I read a whole book, like, and I mean just kind of just like devour it, it does not make my heart sing. I just kind of do it. It's my procrastination. I get it. All right, so that's why I'm going to stay here, and then we are going to see what's over here. So follow the voices of your soul and star ancestor. And so this is really about your soul wants more for you, right? Your soul, like your inner, your heart. There's like, I feel it. I feel like it's almost like you are being called to something greater. You're being called to like this, what you like this. I just feel like your heart expanding. That's what I'm seeing. It's sort of like it just goes, and then it lights up, and it lights you up. You want to do something that lights you up, right? It doesn't take away the light. And so the follow the voice of your soul, it's like I said, I feel like you hear these things, but something like your procrastination, it could be, or you have this like, connection with somebody who just isn't like, who isn't giving you what you want, but you're still kind of stuck there. I get it too, but it's your voice telling you, it's like, this is not enough, I want more, right? And if they can't give it to you, like, not getting angry with them, just acknowledging that that's where they are, and you are in a different, you want to be in a different situation, different reality, I guess. So acknowledging all these things. I really do like this group 3. I hope you like it too. It's a very strong message, and like I said, it resonated a lot for me as well. So don't take it, don't be offended at all. So thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me that I'm able to read your cards. I hope to see you in the next one, and until I see you then, maybe if you are wanting another advice, I will try to put up a video here for you that will help you. Thank you so much. Until I see you in the next one. Bye bye, my dear friends.